everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome to OrgelCraft, a brand new Minecraft survival Let's Play series on the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Now, I know the title of this video will have hinted at a major announcement regarding this channel, but I don't want to spend too much time on this title screen just talking to you, so let's get things started and then I'll give you guys the update. If you're not familiar with Minecraft, it is an open-world sandbox game where you gather various different resources and use them to build whatever you want. There are 3 game modes: Survival, Creative, and Adventure. In Survival, you have to gain all your resources by hand, your tools will wear out over time and break, and you have to deal with things like hunger, gravity, and monsters known as mobs. I'm currently playing in version 13.2, and I'm going to generate a random seed, but I will put that seed number in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. So, let's get started. And here we go. I'm gonna have to give it just a minute for everything to render in. It takes a little bit of time the first time you start up a brand new world. And let's take a little look around here. And I'm standing right under a tree. Always a good place to start. Oh, we have a village right over here. It looks like we're on the edge of a couple of different biomes. Biomes are different areas in the game. They have different resources that you can find. They have different looks to them. So, the first thing that you have to do whenever you get started in a brand new Minecraft world is to go and punch a tree. And there we go. Wood is probably the most important resource that you have in the game. You use it for making tools, you use it for building, and you can't really do anything in the game until you have some wood. So let's go ahead and take down this first tree here. And one more. And there we go. The leaves will start to despawn now that we've taken the wood out, and we'll get saplings so that we can plant new trees. And then, since this is Minecraft, let's jump in and do some crafting. So, the first thing that we do is we're going to bring these logs that we got, and we're going to turn them into planks. And we'll just go ahead and convert all of them over. And then we need to make a crafting table. In our inventory, we have 4 spots for crafting, but that won't allow us to make everything. So we need a crafting table. So we're going to make that, and we will put that down right there. And on a crafting table, you have 9 spots, and this will allow us to make all the tools that we need to get started. So, let's go ahead. We're going to make a couple of sticks here. And the first thing that we'll make is an axe, so that we can chop down a couple of more trees. And, well, let's just start with that. Alright, I'm going to pick this up so that I don't lose it. Try not to fall in a hole. So let's get a little bit more wood, and then I think we should go exploring. There's that. Come over here and grab this tree. And let's grab one more before we start exploring. Alright, that'll give us enough wood to get things going. And we'll grab these saplings, why not? So these will allow us to plant new birch trees. That was what we punched down originally. So if I put that there, eventually it will grow up and be a tree just like these other ones around. There are several different types of trees in the game. All the woods look differently. That first one was an oak, was a birch tree, and then the other ones we punched down were or chopped down, I guess, were oak trees. All right, so let's go explore a little bit. Now, I don't want to keep you in too much suspense about my big announcement, so as we explore, I will fill you in. So here's the big announcement. This channel is becoming an all Minecraft channel. Now, I know this is a big change, but before you click away from this video and unsubscribe, I would ask that you give it a little bit of a chance. At least stick with me to the end of this episode for a surprise that I'm sure you'll like, even if you're not interested in watching Let's Plays. We have a nice savanna biome over here. We have these acacia trees, which have this really nice gray bark on the outside. The inside is orange. It's not quite as pretty for building with, but anyway, it's a nice resource to have. So anyway, getting back to the announcement. It's not that I don't enjoy doing organ arrangements anymore. It's just that it's time for something new for me. I've been getting quite burned out with all the work that I've been doing, and I need to change things up a little bit so that I still enjoy my work. I'm still dedicated to promoting the organ, and as you can hear in the background music, it is organ music, which is actually me playing. So you will still get some organ music, and I do have a couple more Disney arrangements that I've written, so I will finish those off, but after that it's going to be all Minecraft all the time. Here's some chickens. Oh, and there's some sheep. So one of the things that we have to deal with are the monsters, which are known as mobs. And actually, everything that walks around in this game is known as a mob. We have animals like sheep and cows and chickens, and those are known as passive mobs. But then we also have hostile mobs like zombies and skeletons, and those will come out at night and in dark places and attack you. So one of the things that will help us get through the night is having a bed. And to make a bed, you need wool, which you get from sheep. I also need to eat. You'll notice that I have 2 bars down here at the bottom, one with hearts and one with food. So we need to keep the food up. So we have to eat things occasionally, and sheep are a really good source of that. So you might want to avert your eyes here. But now we've got some food, and now we've got some wool, and I thought I saw another sheep over here somewhere. We're gonna need 3 pieces of wool to make a bed to get through the first night, which is always the most dangerous part, is surviving that first night. And where'd this sheep go? Here we go. Alright, we're gonna need to find 1 more sheep, and there are a few down there at the bottom of the hill. So, now you're probably wondering, why Minecraft? I've been playing this game for a little over 2 years, and my daughter actually got me started with it. To date, it's the only game that I have never gotten bored with. And, there we go, that's taken care of, now we can make a bed. And the reason I don't get bored with it is there's always something new to do in the game. And it's a great creative outlet. There's so many, there's no limit to what you can build. It looks like we have another village over here. There's also a huge Minecraft community on YouTube, and a lot of those creators were the early inspiration for this channel. So I think that's kind of the direction that I wanted to go. So this is a Minecraft village. These are villagers. These are usually a good place to find some crops early on. We're going to go ahead and borrow some wheat from them to get some things started. You can trade with villagers to get various different items. Let's see here. Let's see, we've got some potatoes here. So you have lots of different food options in the game. So you can plant and grow wheat, which you can turn into bread. There are potatoes and carrots. These are some of the things that you can harvest, and you can make farms out of those. You can also use wheat to breed animals, so that you can get more cows and sheep. let's see. Ooh, and we have a library here. These bookshelves, they'll be useful later, and we'll definitely make use of the fact that this village is here. And it looks like we actually might be on the edge of a desert here, which is pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see here. I'm going to make a couple more tools. So a few things we'll need. We'll need a pickaxe, which we're going to use for stone, and of course now I'm out of sticks. So let's do that. And then let's make a shovel, which we'll use to get things like dirt and sand. And just in case we do run into any hostile mobs, let's go ahead and make a sword as well, so that we can have something to defend ourselves with. Alright, I'm going to pick this back up. And let's see here. There's my shovel. Alright, so I want to get a little bit of sand. That will come in handy a little bit later, because one of the things that I want to do in this first episode is get a little bit of a survival base started in the starter house. So we will want some of these resources. And let's see, I want to try to find a nice place to start. Is there another village over there? It looks like it. So I think there's 3 villages within our initial spawn area, which is pretty cool. And it also looks like it's becoming night. So let's see if we can make it to this village over here. And then we will get a few more things established, and we will sleep through our first night, so that we don't have to deal with anything too dangerous yet. I have a little trouble getting into that house. The door is 2 blocks off the ground. You can only jump 1 block in this game. So let's go. Why don't we go in here? Oh, there's another library in this. This is a librarian villager. If we click on him, we'll go in, and they have different things that you can trade. So, like, if we have paper, you can get an emerald for that. And his first trade is a silk touch book, which is extremely useful. So, that's pretty good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and craft that bed real quick. So, we need that and the wool. And we have a bed. And we can put that down in the corner. And we can go to sleep. And sleep through our first night. Alright, it is now day 2. I'm going to pick this up and take it with me, because I'm not going to stay here permanently. Let's see, I don't need to eat yet, so that's pretty good. So anyway, as I think I was starting to say, goals for this first episode, and I know we're definitely a little ways in, so here's what I want to do is, like I said, establish that starter base, get, basic shelter, get some basic farms going, and then hopefully get some decent tools so that we can start to do things a little bit more efficiently. I'm going to wander around and explore a little bit more and try to find a good place to set up a starter base, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright, welcome back, guys. I think I have found where I want to get started, at least for right now. This is the village that we originally saw back when we first came into the world, and I think this will be a nice little place to set up. There's some fairly flat land over here. There's a whole bunch of animals to get some things started, so this is where we are going to set up. So, I'm going to go ahead and put my crafting bench down here. And I got a couple of things while I was exploring. I've upgraded everything to stone tools, so they're much more efficient than the wooden tools that we had. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a furnace. And a furnace will allow me to cook various different things. So we have this raw mutton from those sheep that we got earlier, and you can use coal, you can use a bunch of different things in a furnace. Actually, I should have burned my wooden tools. Coal is one of the resources that you will come across, and it's useful for stuff like this, and also for making torches. Let's actually do that right now. One of the things that, well, I guess the thing that keeps the monsters away in Minecraft is having light. And so you want different sources of light to keep things from spawning and coming after you. So we're going to go ahead and put some torches around right here. and that will help a little bit. You can't tell during the day, but at night it'll make quite the difference. So, as you can see, some of my health has gone down and my hunger has gone way down. So, we're going to go ahead and now we can eat. Cooked meats are much better for you than raw meats. So that's why I wanted to get those cooked up. So I think I want to flatten this area out a little bit. So we're going to take this hill down right here, so we can have a nice flat area to start building in. And then once we get this all flattened out, I'm going to build a basic little house, you know, so that we can have some shelter at night, and then we'll get a few farms started. As we have, there's sheep and cows over here, and there's been plenty of pigs in this world, so I think we'll get little pens set up for each of them. And I found carrots and potatoes and wheat in all of the villages, so we'll get those basic farms started. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleared out, and I will come back and we can build that first house together. So, welcome back. I thought I would stay up this night and show you what some of the monsters look like, and boy are there a ton of them. So these are zombies. Got our Monster Hunter advancement. This over here is a skeleton, and they have bows and arrows, so they are kind of dangerous. They also tend to attack one another, so the zombie came after the skeleton, and now we're going after the skeleton. Alright. Okay, so we survived that. Here's another skeleton. Let's go take him out. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. Ah! I don't think I'm gonna make it. This is why you sleep through the first nights of the game. Very dangerous up here. Alright, let's see if I can get some of my health back. Alright, where's my bed? I was going to try to survive this night. I think I'll skip that. Okay. Now, the good news about having the sunlight out is most of the monsters will burn up in the sun. They can only come out at night. So the skeletons and the zombies will not survive unless they have armor on. We'll get to that a little bit later. What will not burn up in the sun, however, are probably the worst things in the game, which are creepers. This is a creeper. They tend to sneak up on you, and they are terrifying, and I'll show you why. They do that. They explode, they leave a nice little hole behind, and if you're not paying attention, they'll usually come right up behind you and blow you up before you even realize what's happening. We're going to go ahead and fill this hole in. So that is your introduction to monsters. There are a few more of them that we will have to deal with as the game goes along, but those are the ones you have to deal with most often. So let's get this hole filled back in. Down. And my tool broke, so there you go. As you see, they wear out over time. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more work, and then we'll come back together and build that house. Welcome back. Alright, so I've been busy getting a few things set up in between these scenes. So the first thing we've got is I've got some farms established here. It's mostly wheat, but I do also have some potatoes and carrots growing in there. And I've got some pens with animals. So we have sheep, we have chickens, and we have cows. I've also seen pigs in the area, but I haven't gone and gotten any of those just yet, and this will be good enough for now. So let's see here. As I mentioned earlier, you can we could breed the animals, and you'll notice as I hold this wheat up, all the sheep come over here. So if we go and do this, we feed each of them, and we will get some baby sheep. And there's one, there's another one. We can do the same with cows. Let's see if they come over. I already have one baby cow. Let's see if we can get a second one. There we go. Alright. The chickens are all still babies right now. They hatched out of eggs that I found from adult chickens out in the wild. So, and these chickens you breed off of seeds, and we can feed them, and it'll make them grow up a little bit faster. But that'll just take a little little while to develop, so we'll just let those go for now. So let's get a little bit of a starter house built. Also, while I was out exploring and gathering some resources, I found iron. And so iron is yet another upgrade to our tools. It is the second best that you can have. The best level of tools that you can have are diamond, and those we'll find from exploring in caves, and that'll be coming a little bit later. Iron's where I wanted to get to today, so we're in pretty good shape with that. Alright, so I've been thinking about what I want to do with this house, and I want to keep it fairly simple. Let's see, let's get some of that. So I want to use these acacia logs as kind of the corners to the house, and let's go maybe right here. And we'll do 1, 2, 3. That should be a pretty good height. And then let's see. 1, 2. Actually, we'll start there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's go 7. That should be pretty good. 2, 3. And then let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That should be good. So we'll go right there. And then we'll come over here and we're going to line up that and that. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so that has got the framework for where we will start our house. I'm going to move this torch out of the way. And then, I said earlier that we would need some sand. I'd like to, if you put some sand in the furnace, it'll turn into glass, so we can use that to make windows. And then, let's see, we need to find our center, which is going to be right there, because we're going to want to make a door. So let's do that, and then let's fill this in, and then we'll put our window along there. So let's bring this, let's go ahead and bring that all the way over. So we can put windows in here, we'll have a door there, and then we're going to fill in the other walls in a similar fashion. So we'll go across the top there. And we'll do that. And then we'll have to do something slightly different. And I've run out of planks. Let's see, we're using oak wood for that. There we go. We could probably do a similar style as in the front, and we'll just put a window there instead of another door. And then we'll finish this other side off. There we go. And then let's see, how's our glass coming along? That should be enough. So from sand we get glass blocks, and then if we come over to the crafting table, we can do this, and we can make glass panes, which will give a little bit of depth to our house. But it'll also allow us to see out and see what might be sneaking up to attack us. There we go. Alright, one pane short, of course. Alright, we'll have enough in there. We'll get that in a minute. Alright, so we have basic interior. So now let's put a roof on this. And yeah, I think should we keep working with oak? That's all I really have. I have oak or birch. I'll show you that acacia that I was talking about turns into this orange. I don't know that that's going to look too good, at least in this part of the world, against the village that we have over there. So let's just continue with the oak. And I'm going to go ahead and craft up some more planks. And then to make a realistic looking roof, we can actually make stairs from the planks. So let's do this, and let's go ahead and get some of those. That's not going to be nearly enough, but I can at least use that to get things started. So let's go up to the roof. There we go. Alright, and then we'll jump over here. And let's do something like this. We're gonna find where that middle is. Let's go here. I'm going to use that one from there. So we will do that. And then let's also go like this. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we will come in and just kind of fill that in. And when you get to corners with stairs, they'll actually make a nice little corner like that. And then we'll build our roof up from there. So let's go. Make make sure this lines up there. There. And then oh, that doesn't line up. And I fell off. Let's put that there. We can just use that to get up quickly. So we'll do that. Let's make sure I don't fall off the roof. That wouldn't be good. And then what we can do is we can go and we can place these stairs upside down and go like that. So then we hop over here and do the same thing. And let's see, so that, is that right? Yes, it should be. So we'll do that, and then we can come over here and fill this in. Alright, and then we'll need a little bit more to finish this off. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. I'm also going to go sleep so that we don't get attacked while we're trying to build this roof. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish this roof up, and we'll come back in just a second. Alright, welcome back everyone, and our house is done. I finished up the roof. I added a little bit of variation to the color. I did some birch instead of the regular oak all the way around. It was looking entirely too bland the way it was. So, right here we have some half slabs, and you do the half slabs by, they come from the planks that we had, and you're able to cut those in half, so we have that. We have a little bit of the stairs. I'll back up here just a little bit so you can kind of see the roof there. I added some polished andesite, which is one of these stone variants here, just to give a little bit more detail to the house itself. And then if we go inside, we have a little bit of a stone brick floor here, just to give some just to give it something a little bit different. We got our crafting bench. We have some storage chests here, our building materials, and our miscellaneous stuff for right now. We've got our furnace, and I made a friend. We now have a pet. I was out gathering some of the stone for the floor, and I heard a wolf growling nearby, and if you have bones, which I happen to have a few on me from that skeleton we killed earlier, you can tame wolves and turn them into a dog. So that's what we have now, and needed to do that because wolves will actually go after, I can't remember if it's chicken or sheep, but with so many animals here that we are depending on for food and other resources, I thought it was important to tame this and have him here to watch over our animals as opposed to attacking them. So I think that is just about everything that I wanted to accomplish in this episode, but there is something, as I was out exploring, I found a very unique feature on the landscape, and I wanted to show that to you guys. So, I'm going to do just a little bit more housekeeping around here, and then we're going to take a trip out to see that little interesting feature, and I'll talk a little bit more about what's going to come in this series and what you can look forward to on the channel going forward. So give me just a minute, and we will go out and see that little that cool little feature. Welcome back, everyone. I have taken care of a few things around here, gotten some supplies that I need, so let us head out, and you'll get to see some of what I've already explored, and then I will take you to that cool feature that I found a little bit earlier. So, while we're traveling, let's talk a little bit about my plans for this series and for other series that I'm going to be doing on this channel starting in the near future. So, first for this series. As I want to keep this related to the organ somewhat, I would like to build an organ somewhere in this world, and so I think how I want to do that is to build a huge cathedral somewhere. We'll have to explore this world a little bit more to find a good place for that. Oh, more wolves. I'll need to get some bones and see if we can tame some more of these. Hopefully they'll leave my sheep alone while we're gone. Anyway, I'd like to build a massive cathedral somewhere and kind of have that as the center of a town or maybe even a city. I don't really have an established build style. I've played around with a bunch of different styles, and nothing has really set in as my style yet. So, you know, we'll have to pick a style for the city as we go along, whether we want it to be something modern or, you know, something a little bit older. And we'll just kind of see how that goes. So, you know, I'm open to suggestions if you have any ideas for what you think might be a good building style for a city. And then we'll get that started. We're gonna do some things to get established here in the first few episodes, before we really take on a massive building project like that. But that is kind of the centerpiece for this series, at least to start out. Here we have a desert temple, which is yet another cool feature. We're not going to go ahead and explore that today because that takes some little bit of careful planning to go and take one of those, but there's usually some pretty good things in there. So we will explore that, maybe even in the next episode. And did you guys hear that? That doesn't sound good. Anyway, I'm not in the mood to fight anything right now, so we're going to keep moving along. So yes, so the city, I definitely want to build some larger farms for things that we'll need, things that'll just make things a lot easier as we go forward. So those are kind of my initial plans for this series. So let's talk a little bit about the series that we're going to be doing on this channel, because this survival series isn't the only one that I'm going to do. You know, there's no way that I can do a Minecraft episode every day like some professional YouTubers do. But I would like to do, you know, I'd like to try to get up to at least 3 episodes a week, at least to get things started. So we'll start with this. We're going to get a few episodes into the survival series. The next thing that I want to do is I want to learn how to use a mechanic in the game called redstone. Redstone is a material. It kind of functions like electrical circuits, and there's a lot of cool things that you can do with it. And I have a basic understanding for how redstone works, but I'm not very good at it, and so I would like to get better from that. There are some technical Minecrafters that I watch a lot, and it's really cool the things that you can do with redstone. So I'm going to do a series where we learn how to do various different things with redstone. And then the final series, and this one's going to take a little bit of time to get up to, just because I want to get a little bit more comfortable doing these kinds of episodes and just getting used to, you know, recording and stuff like that and talking while I'm building. So the last series that I'm going to start, you know, at least in the beginning, is a creative building series, and I want to recreate Walt Disney World in Minecraft. Now, I know there are some servers out there where this has already been done, but I kind of want to do it for myself and put my own little spin on it. So it'll be a creative series. You know, we won't have the limitations of having to gather all the resources. But that will be coming probably in a few weeks. Might even take a month before we get there. But those are my plans for this channel. So that's what you can look forward to coming in the near future, and of course, you know, as I said, we'll keep these episodes going. Alright, we've got a little bit farther to go before we get to this feature, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut ahead to that, because I don't have much else to talk about, and you don't really necessarily need to hear me ramble on for another 5 minutes, so I will see you in just a second. Alright, so we have reached that special little feature that I wanted to show you guys. Now, one thing that you need to understand, the terrain in Minecraft generates completely randomly, so when you get some features like this, it's pretty cool. So this is what I found. So we have these mountains with these huge arches and these awesome waterfalls, so I thought this would be a really, really cool place to show you guys and to do something in the future. So I think that is going to end off this episode for today. Please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends, and if you don't have it already, I would definitely encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. Oh, and of course, I did say I had a surprise for you at the end of this video, and, well, here it is. So there's that for you. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you real soon.